Hello, friends. Greetings from wherever you are joining. Welcome to episode 5 of the Qualitist Show. In this live interaction, as you know, we meet leading and distinguished quality professionals called Qualitists. And we learn from their quality journey and also quiz them a little bit about the future of quality as they see it, because they have a vantage point from where they are. A quick reminder, of course, and we will talk about this a little bit more, that the term qualitist is a term Dr. J.M. Juran conceptualized in his seminal work, The World History of Quality. All right. And he proposed the word qualitist as a name for the quality profession. And we at Qimpro believe that this is a much needed and is a key to help the profession make further impact, right? Every other profession, as we know, has a name. We don't sometimes have a name, right? So, with that, welcome once again to the show. If you have joined us on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, where the show is live, please give us a shout out that if you can see us, hear us properly. Sometimes these things don't work very well, or let me know where you are joining from, and we will get on with the show. So, okay, yeah, we have some participants coming in. Thank you very much, which means at least we are live on LinkedIn. Okay. So thanks, guys, for joining. And as is always the case, as the show moves on, more people join. Before we jump into the show, a quick request from Kimpro is also, and on my behalf as well, is that it takes a lot to bring these shows together. There is a lot of hard work that goes into it. So we would really love if you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube, or like us on, or follow us on LinkedIn. That will mean a lot, because that would also mean that we understand and we get feedback that the whole movement is picking up pace, which is the whole reason why we are doing these kind of things, right? So, like I said, the word qualities was coined by Dr. Juran, and in India, Kimpro and Mr. Suresh Lulla have embodied and evangelized the whole qualitist concept. You too can apply to become a qualitist, and we will, of course, share more detail later on. But as you watch this show, and if you are keen to become a qualitist, a certified qualitist, please log on to qimpro.com, qimpro.com. I will share the website details later on as well. All details of how to become professional certified qualitist are available there. It's the least we can do to reaffirm our commitment to the uh, to the profession. Okay. A big shout out to our regular audience. Some of you I can see are very regular, so thank you very much. Those who are new, of course, please do take some time to check the YouTube channel and Kimpro's page and my page as well. My name is Anshuman Tiwari, as you can see on the screen. Subscribing to the channel gives you alerts and access to all the archives, right? So you can watch all previous shows and other things as well. Okay. November is also World Quality Month. So while I always say that quality is important through the year, but a quality month or a quality day is like your birthday, right? So you are alive through the day, through the year, but you do celebrate birthday, right? So it is a reaffirmation of the fact that we are committed to quality, we have faith in quality, and we want to stick to the subject. With this brief introduction and also a quick check on all the people who've joined, thank you very much, Sriram, Sunil, Roshni, Vinayak, Manish, quite a lot of participants. I'm sorry if I can't take all the names here, but we love you, right? We jump into the show. I will first invite my friend and founder of the Deming Forum of India, Balaji Reddie. Balaji is a distinguished qualitist himself and is deeply committed to the cause of quality. He's a professor and a consultant based out of Pune, and very deeply connected with Qimpro and the cause of quality. So, welcome to the show, Balaji. Namaste. Uh, and you are familiar with the show, but
Oh, absolutely. I just can't believe, Anshuman, 5 months, huh? We've been at
yeah,
this.
this
I
is the
mean,
fifth
how we
episode.
started as an idea and see where it's gone. I mean, all thanks, of course, it began with Mr. Suresh Lulla himself, and I think that was the red letter day in both our lives, interviewing the person who made us what we are, right? But anyway, well, it's wonderful.
Yeah, it
Yes, great
takes
to be here.
yeah, it takes the journey forward, and quite a few other people are also joining. Ajay, Ashish, thank you very much. So, Balaji, why don't you, take the show forward, introduce our guest,
Sure.
and let's get on with the show.
Right. I mean, today's guest, I mean, really, Anshuman, you've given me one hell of a job to introduce. I mean, I was just going through his entire, background on where he comes from and what he's doing, and I said, wow. First, I decided, let me try to do this without looking at the document, and but there was too much to memorize, and I didn't want to get anything wrong because it's really important to know whom we are dealing with today. I mean, it's wonderful. It's always every month we're meeting these special people. But here it is. So Dr. Jagdish Barik, well, for those who don't know him, this is for that. But I mean, for that who don't know him. Otherwise, if you know him, you know who he is and how he's gone to where he is right now. So currently, Dr. Jagdish Barik is Joint President of Business Excellence, and he's also a Chief Sustainability Officer for textile businesses at the Aditya Birla Group. Now, I think as Qualitists, I think we should be very proud of someone like this because the Chief Sustainability Officer, part of the Qualitist movement. He's currently based in Thailand, where the group, it's known that they have multiple units. He's had over 30 years of experience, all right? So we're really meeting and talking to someone special here in quality assurance, business excellence, sustainability, uh, project management, training, and consulting in both manufacturing as well as service sectors. About his professional qualification, well, he's a textile engineer and he's had an MBA in marketing, and he's also done an executive MBA from University of Virginia. Now, coming to his qualifications besides his educational qualifications, and here's where the list really gets long. Okay, so let me. I couldn't do this in one breath, but let's try. All right. He's a certified Six Sigma Master Black Belt. He's a certified Lean expert. He's also an assessor for, okay, Ramkrishna Bajaj National Quality Award, CII Exhib Business Excellence Award, CII ITC Sustainability Award. All right. Also, he's certified from the AOTS in Japan. We know of that very famous body in Japan, Asian Overseas Technical Scholarship in TQM and TPM. Also, he's a professional who has links with the Supply Chain Council, where there's the SCOR, that Supply Chain Operations Reference and Innovation uh, in the Supply Chain Council from AIT USA. He's also a lead assessor for, well, ISO 9001, ISO 14,000, OSA 18,001, which I believe has been superseded by a new standard, but of course it remains the same. ISO 50,001, ISO 26,001, SA 8001, and wow, GRI G4 Sustainability Reporting Trained Professional. Uh, well, he's been with the Aditya Birla Group for over a decade now, but before this, he was with Reliance and the ITC. Besides this, we're not done yet. He's also a visiting faculty. Now, I think those students must be really lucky to learn from someone like him. For MBA in Operations Management, Supply Chain Management, Statistics, TQM, Lean Six Sigma, and related topics. And these are at the MDI, where that's the Management Development Institute, the BIMTech, IIPM, and the JIM. I mean, I think we're in August company today, Anshuman, and let's please bring Dr. Barik into the picture. Namaste, Dr. Barik. Wonderful to see you here. My God, I was just reading this. I didn't want to make a mistake. I hope I didn't leave out anything. Yes, I know you said something which I'd leave to as a surprise for the audience, but I'll leave it with one word. Dr. Barik is also into spirituality. Am I right, sir? Sir, your mic is muted, sir. If you could.
Oh, sorry. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Now you're clear. So you're into the spirituality thing. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Besides all
actually
this.
the also I consider it as part of quality journey. Maybe we'll discuss
Of
little
course.
further on that. So I'd thanks Balaji, thanks Anshuman for the kind word, and uh, hope it's a little more for me and raising the expectation. So that's fine. And I actually feel privileged to be part of this August audience, and especially I would like to thank Anshuman, Balaji, and Qimpro, and Mr. Lula as the foundation stone for Qimpro. And basically, my quality foundation is built at Qimpro. And after I had the first meeting with Mr. Lula, that meeting ran for 1 hour, and his advice helps me a lot. And I met Anshuman when he was doing that IQMM assessment at Reliance Hajira. So that's in fact my first interaction with Anshuman, and that helps a lot. That IQMM model, I don't know whether it is being followed at other businesses now, but we were applying for Deming Award, and IQMM was the foundation first step to do a gap analysis and go ahead with the Deming roadmap. So that's how we met. And so thanks very much. So I am at your
Yeah,
disposal.
wonderful. Absolutely. I mean, we were we always start this show, by asking our participants in the Qualitist interview as to how they met Mr. Suresh Lula. So I think you partly answered that, because that's one thing that connects all of us, right? We're all into quality because of him. And but you said that he gave a talk. Was it you came to Qimpro, or did he come to your company? What was it? I mean, how did you come across Suresh Lula, sir?
Yeah, I came to Qimpro because initially during the quality journey, actually I'm a Qimpro certified Six Sigma black belt. So before going for ASQ, I'm ASQ black belt, and
Okay.
few of the qualities who had gone for ASQ black belt on Six Sigma. So I was maybe in the top 5 or 10. And before appearing ASQ black belt exam, then I thought that Qimpro certified black belt is a good foundation and good preparation, because I was not so much confident whether I can qualify ASQ black belt. So I qualify the Qimpro black belt first and then go for ASQ black belt. And those study material like that primers, QCI primers available there, it helps a lot to understand the concepts and qualify that exam very successfully in the first attempt.
Wow.
Thank you.
Right. Anshuman, you want to take it away?
Sure, sure. So I think just firstly, Dr. Barik, or Jagdish, for all of us, we've known each other for a long time. Um, Thanks for the good memories. IQMM is a long, long time ago, and I'm glad that it made an impact that you remember it after 20 years. Those of you not familiar with IQMM, it is the International Quality Maturity Model, which Qimpro developed and worked with it for a long time. Then, of course, over the years, other models or offshoots of those models have appeared, and many companies used these and similar models to prepare for the Deming Prize or the Baldrige Award, or the in India the Ramkrishna Bajaj and the CIA Award, and so on. Right. So that, of course, is there. Yeah, my interest usually, and Balaji knows this very well, is that nobody landed where they are, you know, on birth, right? So Dr. Barik is, like we heard in the introduction, is a distinguished qualitist today, but he wasn't always so, right? So my question, or on behalf of the audience, our question is that tell us a little bit about your quality journey. How did you get into quality? What were the key milestones in quality? And we know the today's part. We want to know the yesterday part.
Right. So, okay. So if I'll think the initial few years when how I took a transition from the production to quality and why this decision is being taken. So if I'll phase it out in three distinct phases. In the first phase, as I'm a engineer, so I joined the production manufacturing of textiles in a couple of industry and the Reliance industries. I was in polyester staple fiber. And so I had a belief during that initial first 5 years that knowledge is very important. I have to go deep into this technology and technical knowledge, and that technical know-how can help us to build a career. So that was my passion, to learn things, to innovate things, to learn some new concepts. So I focused completely for the first 5 years on that. And in Reliance, the people started calling me as the problem solver. Okay, any problem is there, call Jagdish, he can solve it. So that's kind of reputation I could able to build in that first 5 years. And so then I joined my MBA there while at working at Reliance, and that gave a different perspective, and that changed my mindset completely. Initially, I was thinking technical is actually everything, and technical people are around this 70-80% of the organization, and they are ready to go to the CEO level or business director level. So that's the level, because as an engineer, we feel that technical is everything. But once I did my MBA, it's completely changed. I told that it's technically just 15 to 20%. So there is supply chain, there is finance, there is marketing. So there are many other functions. We are not aware of this. So if we grow in career, we have to learn those things and concepts. Otherwise, we will not be eligible candidate for CEO. So I was that change is in mindset happens during that MBA studies, and during that period, suddenly the Reliance has come out with very good quality initiatives like TQM, TPM, Six Sigma. Then I got selected as Six Sigma green belt training, then black belt training. I got an opportunity from that production. Then I go to that Six Sigma projects. Then after learning the first three projects I completed in Reliance, that gives a breakthrough. We are not able to solve the problem in last 5 to 7 years. Even the technology supplier, they have tried to solve the problem, but they are not able to solve the problem at that point of time. But it is solved by the Six Sigma project. So that gives a highlight, and then I got really passionate about those tools and methodology. And then I approached my plant manager to take care of the quality side by side the production. And so I was into the Six Sigma, I was into the TQM, I was into the quality control, this quality circle initiatives and all. And then looking at very good progress and very good enthusiasm along the team, then at that time, our executive director, Mr. S.S. Kohli, he just told that, okay, you are doing very good in these initiatives. So would you mind to come to my office and drive the quality initiative from my office to all units? There are 17 units in Reliance Hazira. So then I got the opportunity. He picked me up, and he told that, okay, you work from my office and drive this initiative across all the units. So that's how the journey from production to the quality happens. And then I come to the full-time assignment. Though I was doing in part-time, so it's ended up in full-time and driving from business director's office.
Now that's fantastic. And many of us, and This is also probably an opportunity to pay tribute and homage to Mr. H.S. Kohli, who passed away recently. Legend of a man, made many a career. A very tough man to deal with, but extremely good teacher and selection of people. And Jagdish Barik is one such selection of Mr. Kohli himself, who himself is a legend. Okay, Balaji, you want to carry on with the second question, and
Oh
let's
yeah,
keep
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because right, I was just when I introduced you itself. Actually, that question came into my head. When we just said that, and I paused for a moment, and Anshuman and myself looked at each other. That you're a chief sustainability officer, sir, at your organization. All right. So, I mean, even at Qimpro, for the last 7, 8 years, we've been looking at this, right? The sustainability angle, the green angle. And in fact, I think you should know we have a green qualitist group also. I think you must be a part of it. Uh, so would you like to share we want to see your perspective of quality and sustainability, the connections, how deeply connected are they? And, or, is there any oblique connection or is there a direct connection? So what's your take on this?
Yeah, okay. So actually, I remember quite long ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when I attended one of the this Qualitech Awards, and the Qimpro organized the competition of the project. So the green projects is also one of the area where Qimpro gave the awards. I was one of the judges to evaluate those things. And so I was how it transitioned. I could see a very good synergy between business excellence and sustainability. What was that? Sustainability has picked up. I could see that I joined the organization in 2011 onwards. It has picked up, and 2011 in the month of December, our chairman of Aditya Birla Group, they rolled out the sustainability vision across the group, and then he instructed to all business directors to come out with their sustainability vision, and like all this energy, carbon footprint, and water risk. So these are the key areas which was evolving at that point of time, though there was not a formal sustainability cell at the corporate level. But I could see a synergy before that it's all about improvement. So sustainability is about improvement, your energy matrix, energy performance, your water performance, your carbon footprint reduction. So though we are rolling out several projects, around 100, 150 projects a year across all the units, then we started taking up those projects and started solving those problems on energy, water, emission, effluent, and other things. So that's one synergy we got it from sustainability. And second one is as the head of the business excellence at that point of time, at each unit, actually this world-class manufacturing and business excellence was driven by the engineering heads. So they are the key coordinators at each unit. So that's the engineering head's responsibility. So engineering heads are also taking care of energy, water, and other things. So that is how when we got a communication from our group chairman, okay, this sustainability initiative has to be rolled out in all units, then I take forward. Actually, every time you have to go put a first step, and then I approached our business director, whom I was reporting. Then I tell him that, okay, in addition to WCM and business excellence, I can also take care of sustainability, because you see a lot of synergies there, and I can deliver these things to the business. And we need not to form a separate sustainability cell. It can be merged with business excellence cell, and we can work together. And all improvement projects or sustainability projects can be driven through the business excellence persons, and all engineering heads who are taking care of WCM business excellence, they are also taking care of the energy, water, emission, and effluent aspects in each unit. So that's a natural synergy. So then business director agrees to the proposal, and the sustainability is handed over to me, and my team. So then it comes as business excellence and sustainability as a combined function in our business.
Wow. So that's at a corporate level, at a business level now that they're looking at
Yes,
this.
yes.
That's heartening to hear. Right.
So,
Yeah, Anshuman.
thanks, Dr. Barik. We, of course, from a distance, we all know that this connection between quality and sustainability is very strong, but we don't get often too many examples uh, to reaffirm our faith. Now that you've shared example of a large multinational group focusing on quality sustainability in the same breath, it makes it very real, right? So this is, to the people in the audience who had submitted some questions, this is a quick reminder that these are not things that we only read in newspaper or books. These are actually happening in large corporations, and people like Dr. Barik are actually heading. And also that quality and sustainability and these topics are actually intermingled. You can't have organizational quality without focusing on sustainability, and you won't get much sustainability without having quality principles to support that, right? So these are all interconnected topics, which, as Dr. Barik explained. Moving on very quickly, since Jagdish, you mentioned that we all have a background in quality, but as quality stands today as a profession, we know that it is not the same profession in industry across industries as it used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? There are, I won't say decline, but there is a lack of interest in the core values and methods of quality, and it is up to people like us to re-energize that interest and make sure that there is sustained interest. And the whole qualitist movement started by Mr. Lula is primarily one of the reasons why we wanted to do this is because we don't want to blame somebody else for this. We said, okay, we have a responsibility. We will try what we can. So, any views on this as to if you do agree that there is a decline of some sort? If yes, any views on that, and how can we change that?
Yeah. So I just view this in two, three perspective. So first thing I would like to mention is the effort on branding of this function and how it can deliver value to the business. So maybe we have not put in significant effort in branding. So if you see that we are telling about we know that big Q and small Q. But because I have interacted with a lot of CEOs and business directors and top executives, so this concept is not penetrated to those people who are making the decision on this. So some people call it as business transformation, some people call it as business excellence, some people call it as quality assurance, quality control. So there is little bit confusion on this function and very clear, distinct deliverables and how it can deliver value to the business. So maybe we can come together, all qualities can come together and think on it. I'll just give you an example of yesterday. Yesterday there was CII Institute of Quality. There was a conference and Mr. Mukundan, he was also sharing the same thing. He's telling that instead of calling it as Institute of Quality, why cannot call it as Institute of Excellence? Maybe excellence will give a bigger perspective because when we are mentioning about the quality, then people think of quality control or maybe quality assurance. So this because that's because of the lack of awareness across the senior management team. We need to identify what can be the right nomenclature of this function. And that's one thought I would like to leave it to the audience and all qualities how to brand it properly with a uniform nomenclature. That's actually very important because once you call as a quality, the people understand it as quality control or quality assurance. It remains that a subset of production. Then it has a very limited scope and other things. So how to propagate that, or how to make it popular in that sense. And second thing I would like to mention is, I remember in our initial days when I was in Reliance, I was as a consultant to various organizations. So the CEOs and top management, they were being sent to the AOTS Japan. That's actually a mandatory thing. If you see all Deming Award winning company, they send the CEOs and business director to Japan. They will sit there with Dr. Deming and other quality experts. They will understand these concepts for 2 to 3 months. They are then come back. And that is how the concept is embedded to their thought process, and that helps in decision making. There are many organizations who are doing it very nicely still now on the quality, like Sonakoyo. I'll mention the name of TVS. So there are many groups still. They are so much of keeping quality at the center of business. The way they run the business is quality. So that's how we need to maybe propagate more, give some awareness, and that realization has to come to the top management people through this improved awareness. And then I would say that business has transformed. As a third point, business has transformed drastically. I have seen the business in 1980s. I have seen the business in 2020s. And if you see, there is a lot of competitiveness, and there is a lot of cost pressure. If they want to reduce the cost, the first attack comes on the training, first the attack on quality function, or on the function which is not in the line function. And our function is not in the line function. Our function is basically in the supporting function. So that's how the pressure has come. So our challenge is how to integrate with those line functions, so that this can be like, I will give an example that if you see our marketing function, marketing and customer, they are the key functions in most of the industries. And now if our function or our activities is more integrated with customers and marketing, so that we can take up some projects, how we can develop new markets, how we can develop customer satisfaction or delight things, then it will become a more highlight in the business, and more value adding for the business. It will be appreciated by top management. So these are some things. And another maybe last point I would like to mention is, also, I feel that some of these consultants or qualities, they have also damaged themselves because there is a competition. I feel that there should be a very clear standard. If we nowadays, if we call some of the Kaizen consultant, they will tell that, okay, Kaizen is everything. You do Kaizen and all your problem will be solved. If you will call a Six Sigma consultant, they will call you do Six Sigma and all your problem will be solved. So there should be some area, some space for seeing what each tool can deliver. Because this kind of message is confusing the top management. And then they are not very much aware what is this Kaizen is going to deliver, what Six Sigma is going to deliver, what innovation is going to deliver. Innovation is a big area. Now everything, whatever is done, that is called as innovation. So there is not a clear guidelines or standard for these things. We may need to work together, and each of these tools has to be defined, and the space has to be given in the business where they can be used and explored. So we need to work on that direction as well. And then most important thing is, I learned this thing when I worked in ITC as a FMCG company. I am telling you, the soap, we are manufacturing soap, shampoo, and other products. I know the same soap is produced in manufacturing plant, but the packaging of the soap, do you know how many times they change in a month? They change the packaging 3 to 4 times in a month. Product is same. So that's what we need to do it. We cannot tell that Six Sigma is going to work for 10 years, 15 years. No, this is not. This is the marketing strategy we need to adopt. Maybe product is same, but we have to keep on changing the packaging. So that's actually should be the part of the strategy. So how this is working successfully, because you see business excellence is integrated with sustainability now. Sustainability is heart and soul of the business. So now it is working. Sustainability is working, and the project is driven by the Lean Six Sigma methodology. It's delivering the result to the business. So that is how we have to package also properly as we pass on with the time. That's the few of the methods I can suggest to everybody to look into it to bring back the glories.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Dr.
wow.
Barik. And before I move to Balaji, just two quick reminders. Those in the audience who have live questions for Dr. Barik, we are 35, 36 minutes into the show. This is the time you can start asking your questions. In about 10 minutes or so, we will come to those questions as the show progresses. And the other quick reminder is that, Dr. Barik did mention some kind of a branding, right? So it's a quick reminder. I did remind everybody in the beginning of the show, but it's a quick reminder as well that Qualitist itself is a brand, and we are all trying to make sure that the brand of the quality profession is promoted further. So once again, those who are interested, please head on to qimpro.com, qimpro.com, and that will give you more details. Okay, Balaji, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I was amazed that you brought up this topic that each one brings his own perspective, but miss the big picture. So coming to that, it just got me thinking about what would be your advice? Because the younger generation now is seeing all of this, and they're being bombarded with so much of information. I don't think they are in a position to distinguish between noise and signals. So that is thinking through the buzz. There's so much available. So what kind of advice would you give to our younger generation who want to start their career in quality, because they're being bombarded with so much? So anything specific that you would want to tell them, the younger generation who are looking at quality as a career, maybe?
Okay, so I would advise to the young generation who are joining the field of the quality. This is it's an excellent field because as I would like to advise that initial 5 to 6 year everybody should focus on getting the knowledge and best possible knowledge in the field, and this is the field where you can get the overall knowledge. So if you see other functions, they are kind of specialist in that particular area. But if as a CEO, you want to run the business, you may not be expertise, you may not be expert in particular field, but this function of quality or business excellence will give you a generalist knowledge, but you know everything through various deployment of various quality tools and methodologies. So, you have to go to interact with finance, you have to interact with marketing, you have to interact with supply chain, manufacturing, and everything. So those capability enhancement is very, very important during the initial phase of the career. So I would like to advise to the new persons who are coming into the field, let's focus 4 to 5 years on this function so that you can build the capability and knowledge, have an overall competency to grow further in your career. This can be a foundation you can build to grow in the career, and after 5 to 6 years, then you can decide which area you can move on and to move ahead in your career. And second most thing, I just want to say that you see, you have to keep a track on the things which is coming on nowadays. If I see today, the digitization is the heart of the business. Sustainability is the soul of the business. So you have to learn this, because those Six Sigma data analytics, whatever we had done 10, 15 years back through regression analysis, ANOVA and other things, now this AI has come. Now this machine learning has come. So we have to adopt those tools And that knowledge base to have a proper data analytics knowledge and digitization knowledge and sustainability knowledge and other things keep on adding to your knowledge basket, and then definitely can grow. So that's my sincere advice to other things to focus on those few new things which has come up, add it as your quality professional. So that will help in long run.
No,
I hope they are listening. And
thanks, Dr. Barik. So, those in the audience, last 5 minutes or not 5 minutes, maybe less than 5 minutes, a few minutes, were a demonstration on what a qualitist should be, right? So, Dr. Barik, as you all realize, started his journey as a textile engineer, has built brick by brick many competencies that we see in him today. And this is our always a reminder to all of us is that nobody lands where they are today in a day, right? So there is a journey, and he's demonstrated in the last 2 minutes that he's still learning. He spoke about digitization, AI, machine learning, and if you didn't remember, he's head of the business excellence group and sustainability for the textile division, right? So which is a hardcore manufacturing division. But the lessons Dr. Barik is trying to learn and also to propagate are more commonly an IT or a service industry lesson. So this is the bridge that we all have to cross. He's showing the path. It is up to us to learn and cross that bridge. So thank you, Dr. Barik, for that very valuable lesson. Moving on, and this is an audience submitted question by Roshni Vijayan of EY, as earlier called Ernst& Young. She wanted to know a little bit more on sustainability point of view from you. How do we reduce the impact of sustainability due to technology disruption itself, right? So technology, of course, when it disrupts, it brings its advantages, but the technology disruption can also lead to non-sustainable or unsustainable practices. How is your work, and how are you managing this situation? And of course, and she adds that ecological needs are mostly compromised with these advancements sometimes. So anything on that for Roshni?
Yeah, the few things I would like to mention is there is one pillar of sustainability, we call it future proofing the business. So, there is a responsible stewardship. We have to work as a responsible business to take care of energy, emission, water, effluent, safety, and other things. So, primarily, people know that, okay, this is what the first pillar. But the second pillar is strategic stakeholders engagement. So you have to interact with a lot of strategic stakeholders like government authorities, regulators, and other things, and understand the mega trends. So you need to understand that coming 10 to 15 years, what is going to happen? What are the things coming up through the mega trends? So you should have a quite good intelligence system, and like we have a advisory council. We have the advisory council of around 5 persons from different countries, from Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, India, and all these. So we have collaboration with the institutions. So we get a lot of feedback how the world is going to change, where the mega trend coming up. Then the future proofing of the business, what we need to do to future proof our business 2050 and beyond. So that strategy has to be integrated with your business strategy, existing business strategy. So that is how we could able to access and understand what is the technological disruption coming. So mostly, but we cannot say that 100% we can make it foolproof. But most of the information we get it on regular basis and try to integrate with the strategy. And that's the first point I would like to mention. And second thing is the technology actually helps in sustainability. So lot of sustainability journey, like we see just 2 years back, Government of India declared that there should be zero liquid discharge. A textile unit having a lot of processing, dyeing and other things. So it's all on a sudden government come out, okay, you have to do a zero liquid discharge. Technology helps us to do that. Now we have zero liquid discharge in all the units. We are not discharging anything. And so similarly, the technology has helped us in the blockchain technology. I'll say it helps us in transparency from where the raw material is coming, from which field the cotton is grown, and that field, how much of water consumption has taken place in that cotton field. From there onwards, each of the supply chain till we deliver our garment to the consumer, we know each and every step and how in each and every step it is going to impact the environment. That has this blockchain technology has helped a lot in this. So technology actually is now eminent. We have to go for it too, because this is the demand of the customer and consumers, and we cannot do our business without this kind of technology. So it is helped a lot helped a lot to in this journey of sustainability as well.
And
Hope
Jagdish,
everyone understands.
like you, I started my career in textiles. So I was at Raymond in my first part of the career, and the distance we have traveled as an industry is that when in about 25 years ago, when a textile plant had to be set up, an equal amount of land had to be purchased by the company and left vacant and made it green, right? So if you bought 100 acres anywhere in India for a textile plant, you have to almost buy 100 acres extra and use it for replenishment of the soil, and treat the water and everything else. So,
Yeah.
and today that is not required, because technology has helped us. So Roshni, I hope you had your answer. um, we are getting some questions, but I would love to go through quickly some of the questions that Balaji and I had prepared for you. Balaji, you want to take up the next one? And we certainly want to get to the spirituality question. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the recent journey of
yeah.
excellence I have adopted.
All right. Yeah, sir. I mean, you said you started out, and one of the major things you spoke that you combined as a production person, you said, please give me quality also. So you looked after production and quality. But today, I mean, you're heading, the quality function, or let me put it this way, it's integrated into the whole way of running a company. But for a multinational organization, and how different is it? I mean, the scale. Is there anything you want to share, something unique that you faced or are facing because of the fact that you're dealing with something that cuts across continents? Anything you want to share with us?
I just want to share because the day one I joined the organization, I have changed 2, 3 organizations, they are bigger. But I try to understand what is the soul of the business. As a qualitist, if you don't understand what is the soul of the business, maybe it will be difficult for the qualitist like us to survive in that business and thrive. So I will not name the name of the organization, but with just code words I can mention, like suppose organization like I. In I, the soul of the business is business audit, because that I could able to understand within 1 month or 2 months. I could able to understand what is the soul. In that business, the audit is a function, and there are around 50 to 60 chartered accountant. They are sitting in that function, and that function is working in chairman's office, and 5 to 10 auditors, chartered accountants, they will go to different functions. They have a schedule. Suppose first they go to the production. They will sit in the production department for 15 days, 20 days. They will understand each and every process, what they are doing, data, everything. It's actually, I call it as it's not an audit actually. The name is audit, but it's a super business excellence assessment. We do business excellence assessment of each function, maybe spend 2 hours or 3 hours. They are spending 15 to 20 days in each function and digging deep into the data, information, each and everything, and then coming out with the improvement opportunities that is going directly to the chairman. And chairman is calling the meeting with all this department and function heads and closing These are the points. So that's the understand, that is the soul of that business. So then how I will integrate this quality with that audit function? That was my objective. Then if I can integrate with that function, then automatically it will run, because this function is done by the chairman. And everybody knows if the auditors is coming and sitting in that department 15 days, you can imagine what is the situation, how much of motivation is there among the people to work on it. So that's how I could able to successfully integrate that with that function. When I was in organization R, there I know heart and soul of the business is business director's review. If somehow we can integrate this quality KPIs and quality things with business director's review, then I think it will run perfectly by all unit heads, department heads, everything. So that I could able to do it. In organization like A, in A organization, you see that there is a chairman's review council. The chairman's review council do a quarterly review, and they review all these things, how these points can come in that quarterly review of chairman's review council. So this is one of the strategy of mine in each organization to understand what is the soul of the business, how can we integrate with that and get blessings from those people so that your function will run smoothly. Maybe that is the success mantra I can tell. We should try to do that. We should not run this function as a standalone function and try to fight and try to struggle every time to go to the top.
Wow. Because when you said the soul of the business, I remembered, the word purpose, right? That's what, when Walt Disney was asked, when he set up Walt Disney Incorporated, and I think it got revealed later when somebody looked at his diary, and he said the sole purpose why I set up Walt Disney is to make a child smile. That's all.
That's fantastic.
Everything else was, the merchandise and everything just was subordinated to making a child smile. So that's amazing. That's really amazing.
Okay, moving on. We have less than 10 minutes left, but we didn't want to let you go, Dr. Barik, without this question of your recent interest in spirituality and bringing profession and spirituality and our own being all together, and how you think it is a natural progression for what we Qualitist do. Any words on that, and then we'll take a few questions and close the show.
Yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, I always love to do some experimentation on new things. That's all throughout my career. And learning is happening till now. So every time I learn if some new thing is coming up. Even you see sustainability is completely new for me, but I learn a lot from everybody. As a small new joiner or as a senior executive, I try to learn from everybody and try to be competent in that field to manage. So the same thing, spirituality has come on my way, and 5-6 years back, I take a try. And then I understand the concept. Few of the things I just want to mention, maybe I'm not able to go in detail. So one is that changing the self, inner journey. So that's a very important thing. And if we can change our inner thought process, then it helps a lot. I have seen it by changing those things. I could able to improve my attributes like patience or maintaining a good relationship with everybody. And so that's because ego is one attribute. I don't know, ego is how far is positive, how far is helping us in a negative manner. Most of the time, ego is coming in the negative. I could realize that whenever I discuss with my peers or my subordinates or my seniors, then ego and pride comes as a roadblock. And then you start coming in different direction and start arguing this thing. And when I observe, because am a ISKCON devotee, and when I go and see the any temple, any ISKCON temple, I go and see the management, how they are doing. And the things are happening right from 3 o'clock early in the morning till night 9 p.m. And I could able to see, because of my management experience, it's a servant leadership concept. In that servant leadership concept, nobody is boss of anybody, and nobody is fighting, nobody is firing anybody, nobody is giving instruction to anybody. Still, the organization is running so smoothly. I got amazed how this is happening. There is a huge amount of work happening, right from temple management, worshiping the Lord and other things. But only one thing which drives everybody, they have a supreme goal, which is beyond anybody. How I can please Lord Krishna. That's the supreme goal. And everybody is doing their work with attitude in their mind, I am servant of everybody. Even the temple president is thinking that I am servant of these young devotees. Everybody has thought in their mind that I am a servant. I am not the boss. So with that attitude and that dedication, things are running so smoothly. There is no ego coming on the way. And I just try to analyze that thing, and each and every activity I try to find out and see the attitude of the people, how they are performing this thing. And there is no, sometimes some of our peers, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, just take 2 minutes. Some of the peers, when he is growing up in the career, then we sometimes envy. Well, that's a kind of human attitude. So envy is there, ego is there, and all these impurities, we call it impurities of mind. So once I come in the devotional path, then these impurities are slowly getting cleaned up. That's what my realization. Maybe I'm not very pure now, but maybe in the going forward, I have to remove those impurities. Once I start removing those impurities, then my circle of influence increase, my relationship with all my peers, my boss, and everything increased. My productivity has gone up so much. I just can't imagine. Just 2 to 3 hours, my productivity has gone up. My boss telling every day how you are managing this whole thing. You are getting excellent every year. So those are the things which happen just by changing yourself from inside and cleaning off these impurities of mind management, and purifying these things, and following a servant leadership concept. So these are few things I just want to mention, how it has helped me in my personal and professional life.
No,
Wow.
totally amazing. Yeah. Balaji, you want to
Totally
conclude a
different
little bit?
perspective. Yeah, I mean, actually, I just wanted to ask a typical question as we wrap up. Uh, any books would you like to recommend that have had an influence on you, and maybe that we maybe as an audience could read something that you would like to share with us?
Uh, yeah, I read a lot of book uh, during those days, but last maybe 5 6 years, I am not a so much rigorous reader now. But those time I could not remember some of the authors or books. But QCI Primer I purchased from Qimpro. They are of extremely important and help me a lot, because, and I believe that you see, once you just go on reading the books, that will not help much. You target for certification, so that every time I target for a certification exam and then prepare for that certification. By the way, then I learn so many things. But whenever I just try to read the books without any certification or target, then I miss sometimes. So that's why in spiritual journey also, I am giving a lot of exam on Gita, Bhagavatam. Then I am appearing targeting for those certification and examination, then reading those things. So that's kind of thing. And so regarding the books, I would like to say that QCI primers is very helpful. Still, I kept all the primers with me, all the ASQ certification exams. So those primers are very helpful. And those small booklets, pocket books on innovation and Six Sigma, Lean, and other thing, that helps a lot. And in innovation, there's a design thinking book, design thinking for strategic innovation. So that helped a lot. So I learned more on the practical things and then learn more for it. Thanks.
Very good.
Right.
Thanks. I'll take towards the closure. Balaji, I remember you had a hard stop at noon, so if you want to drop off, you can. In true quality profession, we'll respect everybody's time. I'll just now close off. There were a few questions. Thank you, Ajay, Sujit. Quite a few questions, but unfortunately, we are up on time. What we will do is that since you've asked the question on LinkedIn, we will request Dr. Barik to visit the page and try and answer these questions. But and a quick reminder, Dr. Barik kept referring to QCI Primer. So those who are not aware, these primers are Quality Council of Indiana primers, which are used for preparation for ASQ exams. All of them are available also from Qimpro. Qimpro is, of course, the sole and exclusive distributor in the region in this part of the world. So if you are preparing for any ASQ exams, that's the place to go. And the small booklets that there will be some things I was looking for some one of them, but the small booklets that he was referring are from Gold QPC.
Okay.
So Gold QPC used to publish these books, and they still do, but the format has changed a little bit. But the small booklets still exist. With that, a big thank you to you, Dr. Barik and Balaji, as always. Thanks for doing this with us.
Thanks.
And to all the people in the audience, lovely to see you returning back to the show. Please spread the word. It is important for all of us to take quality and qualitist message forward. That's one of the dreams of Mr. Lulla. And this is our Guru Dakshina to him, that we will try our best to take it forward. Rest is, of course, in fate's hand. With that, we'll wrap up this show. Another fascinating episode of this show, and of course, in the last Saturday, on the last Saturday of December, approximately a month from now, we'll have the next show. Please follow us on LinkedIn. You can catch Balaji or me, myself. Follow us, or join the YouTube channel that I flashed during this session, and subscribe to it. You will get all the alerts and archives. With that, it's a wrap. Thank you, everyone, especially Dr. Barik, for sharing your time and invaluable wisdom with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.